Hello students, today we are going to learn about how do we control fire. Yes, some interesting topic that how do we control fire. So my question is that can we control fire? Yes, we can control fire. How? That we have going to discuss in this session. Before that, we already know that what is combustion. So tell me, what is combustion? Combustion is burning something, burning of any material, okay, and that burning gives off heat and light, and this whole we define as combustion. For this combustion we require three factors, that is oxygen, heat and fuel, and if we combine these three we know them as the fire triangle. So there are some conditions which are necessary for producing fire, and that conditions are fuel, air, inside that air oxygen is there, so we or the fire use that oxygen. Yes, we already discussed and we perform one activity for that. And the third and important part is the heat. Why we need heat? To raise the temperature of the fuel beyond its ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? It is the lowest temperature that require any material to start the burning. Okay, it is the ignition temperature. So we can control fire by removing any one or more of these conditions. So either we can remove fuel, so fire can be controlled. Either if we remove air from the material which is on a fire, by that we can control a fire, and if we remove heat, by that also we can control fire. Okay, and the one thing is the fire extinguisher that extinguish a fire from the material. Okay, that fire extinguisher cuts off the supply of air or brings down the temperature. Getting fire extinguisher can perform two activities, that is they can cut off the supply of air, and it is the major requirement for the fire. Yes, we already know that. And other thing that the fire extinguisher can brings down the temperature of the fuel, means it cools down the substance below its ignition temperature, and by this two fire extinguisher controls the fire. Okay, next is, does your city or a town have any fire brigade station? Yes, have you seen this vehicle, that is a red color vehicle? They have one signal over there. Okay, so this fire brigade, they have a long pipe, one tank that full with the water, so by that they can control fire, and this whole station we can know it as fire brigade station. Okay, there are two methods by which we can control fire. First is we can use water. Okay, so water is the most common fire extinguisher. Why? Because water we can use for the material like wood and paper if that material is on a fire. Water can cools down the combustible material, so its temperature brought below its ignition temperature. This prevents the fire from spreading. Next is water vapor surrounds the combustible material, and that help in cutting off the supply of air. So the fire is extinguished. Okay, so water is the most common fire extinguisher. Why? Give reason, because it cools down the temperature, that means brought below its ignition temperature. This prevents the fire from spreading, and water vapors also surround the combustible material that help in cutting off the supply of air, so the fire is extinguished. Next is water cannot be used if electrical equipments are on a fire. So we cannot use water for all the substances. Why we cannot use water for electrical equipments? Because water is good conductor of electricity, and if we put water on the fire which is there on electrical equipment, it will conduct electricity and it will harm those that will try to put out the fire. Okay, that's why water is not good or not work as a fire extinguisher if that material is of electrical equipment. Next is water cannot be used to put out oil and a petrol fire. Why? Because we know that water is high in a density than a oil, and that's why water goes down and oil and petrol floats on the water surface. And oil and petrol have low ignition temperature, so they can take fire immediately, and that's why if we try to remove fire from oil and petrol fire, we cannot use water as a fire extinguisher. Getting? So here we have learned about methods of controlling fire. First method, by using water. Then second method is by using carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the best fire extinguisher to put out fire caused by inflammable materials like oil and petrol and electrical equipments. Okay, carbon dioxide is heavier than air and it covers the fire like blanket and cuts off the supply of oxygen. Getting? It cuts off the supply of oxygen, means carbon dioxide remove the supply of oxygen, which is the major criteria for or the major conditions for the fire. Okay, so carbon dioxide cuts off the supply of oxygen and fuel and puts out the fire. Okay, so here we finish the methods for the controlling of a fire, means we can use water or we can use carbon dioxide for controlling the fire. Next is, how do we get the supply of carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide, it can be stored at high pressure as a liquid in cylinders. Inside that fire extinguisher, there are two chemicals are there. First is sodium bicarbonate, commonly known as baking soda, and potassium bicarbonate. When they will react, they will produce carbon dioxide, which is near the fire. When released from cylinder, CO2 means carbon dioxide gets expand enormously in a volume and cools down. So it not only forms a blanket around the fire, it also brings down the temperature of the fuel. That is why it is an excellent fire extinguisher. Okay, CO2 has high volume than oxygen. So when we put carbon dioxide near the fire, it will form a blankets around the combustible material, and that's why it will break the contact of that combustible material with the oxygen, and that help in the fire extinguisher. Okay, and because of that, carbon dioxide, it is an excellent fire extinguisher. Have you seen this tank? Yes, it is there in our school campus. So it will act as a fire extinguisher. This tank has means in this tank carbon dioxide means sodium bicarbonate and potassium bicarbonate is there. If when they will react with each other, they will form carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide act as fire extinguisher. Okay, up to this we have finished the how do we control fire. So we can control fire by removing the conditions which is necessary for combustion, that is fuel, ignition temperature means the heat and the air. And we can control fire by two methods, by using water and by using carbon dioxide we can control fire. In this session we have one more topic, that is types of combustion. So tell me, what is combustion? Combustion means burning of something and that will gives off heat and light. So we call them as combustion. Okay, so there are three types of combustion. First is rapid combustion. Okay, this flame is of LPG. So rapid combustion is a combustion in which substance burns rapidly and produces heat and light with the help of external heat. For example, burning of LPG. If we put the LPG burner, it will combust, or it will produce heat immediately, means rapidly. So it is a rapid combustion. Second type is spontaneous combustion. Okay, so it is a combustion in which substance burns spontaneously and produces heat and light without the help of external heat. For example, phosphorus, it is a highly flammable substance, and that's why we keep phosphorus in a water. If we take outside that phosphorus, they will take the heat which is there inside, means they cannot take help of external heat. In the case of LPG, we have to burn a matchstick first, and by that matchstick we can flame the LPG. Okay, they cannot burn with their own heat. Okay, we need a extra heat for the rapid combustion, and by that we can flame out this LPG. But in the spontaneous combustion, it is the difference between rapid combustion and spontaneous combustion. In this spontaneous combustion, here there is no need to give external heat. If we take out phosphorus from a water jar, it will burn automatically when they will come in contact with the oxygen. Getting means they will blast, or they will spontaneously gives off heat and light, and this is the example of spontaneous combustion. Getting, in rapid combustion we have to provide external heat. Okay, and by that external heat they combust, or they produce heat and light rapidly. But in spontaneous combustion, here no need to give external heat. They can burn automatically when they will come in contact with the oxygen or the air. So that is the example of spontaneous combustion. The third type of this combustion is explosion. Yes, what is this? Crackers, firecrackers. So explosion is a combustion in which there will be a sudden burn and produce heat and light and sound. So rapid and spontaneous combustion, the major difference between that, or the explosion, the major difference is sound. In the explosion combustion, there will be a production of sound. Yes, so it's a combustion in which substance burns suddenly and produces heat, light and sound with the help of heat or pressure. It is known as explosion. When cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light and sound. And with this heat, light and sound, there is a large amount of gas is liberated, and such reaction is called as explosion. Okay, so there are three types of combustion: rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion and explosion. Rapid means the combustion is very fast. Spontaneous means by its own. So combustion is on its own. It is spontaneous. Explosion, it is the type of combustion which produce large amount of heat, light and sound. Example is firecrackers. So these are the different types of combustion. Okay, rapid, spontaneous and explosion. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this session. Revise this session again and solve the exercise up to that. Thank you so much. Revise session. Bye.